In a small village surrounded by green hills and clear blue rivers lived a boy named William. William was kind-hearted and always ready to help anyone in need. He lived with his parents in a cozy cottage made of stone and wood. Every morning, he would wake up early to help his father in the fields and take care of the animals. Not far from William's village was another village, where a beautiful girl named Elisa lived. Elisa had long, golden hair and bright blue eyes that sparkled like the stars. She was known for her gentle nature and her love for animals. She lived with her mother in a small, neat house filled with flowers of all colors. William and Elisa met one sunny afternoon at the market. William was selling fresh vegetables while Elisa was buying fruits for her mother. When their eyes met, they felt a strange connection. They talked for a while and soon became friends. Days turned into weeks, and William and Elisa started spending more time together. They would take long walks by the river, talking about their dreams and sharing stories about their lives. William loved how Elisa's laugh sounded like music, and Elisa admired William's strength and kindness. One evening, as the sun was setting, William took Elisa to his favorite spot, a hilltop that overlooked the entire valley. The sky was painted with shades of orange and pink, and the view was breathtaking. William turned to Elisa and said, "This place is special to me. I wanted to share it with you because you are special too." Elisa's cheeks turned pink, and she smiled softly. "Thank you, William. This means a lot to me." As time went by, their bond grew stronger, but there was a secret that William kept hidden deep in his heart. One night, unable to bear the weight of it any longer, he decided to tell Elisa the truth. "Elisa," William said, his voice trembling, "I need to tell you something important. I haven't been completely honest with you." Elisa looked at him with concern. "What is it, William? You can tell me anything." Taking a deep breath, William began to explain. "Many years ago, my family was cursed by an old sorcerer. He was angry with my grandfather for not helping him when he needed it. Because of that, every man in my family has been destined to live a life filled with hardship and sorrow until they find true love." Elisa's eyes widened in shock. "That's terrible, William. But how can you break the curse?" "Only true love can break the curse," William said, his eyes filled with hope. "I believe that you are my true love, Elisa, but I don't want to burden you with my problems." Tears welled up in Elisa's eyes. "William, I care about you deeply. If we are meant to be together, we will find a way to break this curse. I will stand by your side no matter what." With Elisa's support, William felt stronger and more determined than ever. However, breaking the curse was not going to be easy. Strange and unfortunate events began to happen in William's life. His family's crops started to fail, and their animals fell ill. People in the village started to whisper about the curse, and some even began to avoid William and his family. Despite these challenges, Elisa and William's love for each other grew stronger. They worked together to find a way to lift the curse. They visited wise men and women, read old books, and even traveled to distant villages in search of answers. One stormy night, as they were returning home from one such journey, they were attacked by a group of bandits. The bandits took all their belongings and left them stranded in the middle of the forest. Injured and exhausted, William and Elisa found shelter under a large tree. As the rain poured down, William held Elisa close and whispered, "I'm so sorry for putting you through all this." Elisa shook her head, her voice filled with determination. "We will get through this, William. We have to believe in our love." Days turned into weeks, and the situation in the village grew worse. One day, a mysterious stranger arrived. He was an old man with a long white beard and kind eyes. He introduced himself as Elias, a wandering healer and sage. Elias heard about the curse and offered to help. He spent days studying the ancient texts and talking to the villagers. Finally, he called William and Elisa to his side. "I have found a way to break the curse," Elias said. "But it will not be easy. You must go on a dangerous journey to the Forbidden Mountains. There, you will find a magical flower that blooms only once every 100 years. Its petals have the power to lift any curse." William and Elisa exchanged worried glances but nodded in agreement. They were willing to do anything to break the curse and be together. With Elias's guidance, William and Elisa prepared for the journey. They packed food, water, and warm clothes. The villagers, despite their earlier fears, came together to wish them well and provide them with supplies. The journey to the Forbidden Mountains was long and arduous. They faced many challenges along the way: treacherous paths, wild animals, and harsh weather. But through it all, they supported each other and kept their love strong. One night, as they camped near a crystal-clear lake, William looked at Elisa and said, "I couldn't have done this without you, Elisa. You are my strength." Elisa smiled and took his hand. "And you are mine, William. Together, we can overcome anything." Ains. After many weeks of traveling, they finally reached the Forbidden Mountains. The peaks were covered in snow, and the air was icy cold. They knew that the magical flower would be at the highest peak, so they began their climb. The climb was difficult and dangerous. The paths were narrow, and the winds were strong. But William and Lisa pressed on, driven by their love and determination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the top. There, growing in the snow, was the magical flower. Its petals glowed with a soft, golden light. William carefully picked the flower and held it up. "We did it, Elisa. We found the flower." With the magical flower in their possession, William and Elisa began their journey back home. The way back seemed easier, as if the flower's magic was guiding and protecting them. When they returned to the village, they were greeted with cheers and tears of joy. Elias took the flower and prepared a special potion using its petals. He gave the potion to William and instructed him to drink it. As William drank the potion, a warm, glowing light surrounded him. He felt a strange sensation, as if a heavy burden was being lifted from his shoulders. When the light faded, Elias smiled and said, "The curse is broken." With the curse lifted, life in the village returned to normal. The crops flourished, and the animals regained their health. William and Elisa were hailed as heroes, and their love was celebrated by all. William and Elisa continued to grow closer, their love stronger than ever. They eventually got married in a beautiful ceremony attended by everyone in the village. They lived happily in their cozy cottage, surrounded by friends and family. Years passed, and William and Elisa had children of their own. They told their children the story of their journey and the power of true love. Their tale became a legend in the village, a reminder that love can overcome any obstacle. As they grew old together, William and Elisa often sat by the river, reminiscing about their adventures. They knew that their love had not only broken the curse, but had also brought happiness and hope to their village. One evening, as the sun set over the hills, William turned to Elisa and said, "We have been through so much together, and our love has only grown stronger. I am grateful for every moment we have shared." Elisa smiled, her eyes shining with love. And I am grateful for you, William. Our love is a treasure that will last forever. And so, William and Elisa lived out their days in peace and happiness, their love a beacon of light for generations to come. They proved that true love can conquer all, and their story became a timeless tale of love, courage, and the power of believing in each other. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, there was a girl named Lily. Lily was 10 years old and loved to explore. One day, she found an old key while playing in her grandmother's attic. The key was rusty and had a small tag attached to it. The tag had one word on it: clock. Lily was curious. She asked her grandmother about the key, but her grandmother didn't know anything about it. I found that key many years ago, her grandmother said. I never found the lock it opened. This made Lily even more curious. She decided to find out what the key opened. The next day, she went to the village library to look for clues. The library was old and full of dusty books. Lily asked the librarian, Mrs. Green, if she knew anything about an old clock in the village. Mrs. Green thought for a moment. There is an old clock tower at the edge of the village, she said. It has been abandoned for many years. Maybe your key opened something there. Lily felt a thrill of excitement. She thanked Mrs. Green and rushed to the clock tower. The clock tower was tall and covered in ivy. It looked mysterious and a little scary. Lily took a deep breath and went inside. Inside the clock tower, it was dark and cold. Lily used a flashlight to see. She saw old furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. She climbed the stairs to the top of the tower. There, she found the old clock. It was very big and very old. The hands of the clock were frozen at 12 o'clock. Lily looked around and saw a small door behind the clock. She tried to open it, but it was locked. She took out the old key and tried it in the lock. It fit perfectly. With a click, the door opened. Inside the small room, Lily found a dusty box. She opened the box and found an old diary and a beautiful necklace. The diary belonged to a woman named Mary. Mary wrote about a treasure hidden in the village. The necklace was a clue to finding the treasure. Lily took the diary and the necklace home. She read the diary carefully. Mary wrote about her adventures and how she hid the treasure to keep it safe from thieves. The last entry in the diary was a riddle where the sun sets and the water flows. The treasure lies where nobody knows. Lily thought about the riddle for a long time. She decided to visit the river at sunset. The river was a beautiful place with clear water and green trees. As the sun set, Lily saw something shiny near the water. She ran to it and found a small chest buried in the sand. She opened the chest and found gold coins, jewels, and a letter. The letter was from Mary. It said, "To whoever finds this treasure, use it wisely and help those in need." Lily was very happy. She took the treasure to her grandmother and told her everything. They decided to use the treasure to help the village. They built a new school, fixed the old houses, and made a beautiful park for everyone to enjoy. The villagers were very grateful to Lily. They called her a hero. Lily was happy because she solved the mystery of the old clock and helped her village. She knew that adventures could be found anywhere, even in a small, quiet village. And so, Lily learned that curiosity and bravery could lead to wonderful discoveries. She continued to explore and find new mysteries, always ready for the next adventure.